So between the wind and the rain, let me tell you, this was not my brightest idea to try and clean up these bumpers and hit them with this Plasti dip. And also, guys, this duplicolor stuff right here, I don't know exactly how I feel about it. I like the color. I like the color a lot, except all this stuff looks so fresh now compared to the plastics, but that is going to be coming off of the tailgate soon. I've been lazy, I haven't gotten to it, and I am going to bring the plastics on the bumpers back to life, and I'll show you what I do to do that when I do it. But I don't know how I feel about how this stuff applied, and maybe it was just because of the conditions out here and the crazy high wind speeds, but you can see it did not apply the greatest. Look at the runs on it and everything. So there's runs and bubbling that happened over here too, just because the wind was so crazy that if I tried to hold the can back at a good distance, it wasn't reaching. So I had to play with my luck a little bit and get in a little bit closer and just spritz it and try to apply it that way. All things considered, for the conditions of how I put it on, and this isn't done either, I barely had enough to even put on the rear bumper, so it is going to get more. So I'm hoping also that when I put the other coats on later on, when the weather isn't like this, I need to go buy more, but hopefully when I do that, it will build up enough to where it'll kind of blend those runny areas and everything. But you can see, like, right in here is just, it's incomplete. It's not, you can still see some of the silver, the chrome underneath there. So we still have a lot more to spray and put on here. But I shouldn't have probably tried to do it with the weather today. The front bumper, all things considered, really didn't come out as bad as I thought. I got the plastics in here, you can see I did all that, but it does look goofy, I must say, without that plastic trim piece on the bottom. You can see the holes from where the clips were from that trim piece, but I think that still looks cleaner and better than having a broken plastic trim piece on the front bumper. So I'd much rather run it like this, and it also gave me a lot more clearance in the front for my 35-inch tires. And this isn't going to be permanent. I just did this more or less to clean this thing up and make it look a little bit better, so it didn't look like it had a busted ass bumper on it. But this front bumper and that rear bumper are both going to come off the truck, but for right now I just had to do something to make it look a little bit better because it was driving me nuts. So this is what we did. But the front bumper, it really, and this needs more coats of this stuff still too, but it really, I guess once it dried, it dried up pretty decent. And I think that once I apply some more layers of this stuff to it, it'll look even better. We're gonna go back over it and see if we can't blend it in a little bit more, get good solid coats on there, and try to hide where those little areas are where we got those runs and those bubbles. But there it is so far, and I don't know, from back here she looks like $1,000,000 minus that plastic trim piece, but you get up close, you're gonna see it. Not many people are gonna be up close, so I'm not really sweating it. And like I said, I think once I put the other coats on, we can definitely cover that up for a little bit, and it will look better than it did until we can order the new bumpers and put the new bumpers on. Also, we need to get the new headlights because my corner lens there got busted when we hit the deer as well. Well, I am actually happy to report that even with the rain, you can see it's all wet, but even with the rain, this stuff dried and cured far better than I had thought it was going to. You can still see right there we got a little bit of runnage and bubbles, but the thing is I think once I get a couple more cans, which I'm actually going to pick up now while I'm out and about, and once I get a couple more cans and I hit these with second coats, I think the bubbles and the runs there will actually kind of blend in and it'll look pretty good. So I'm actually pretty stoked at how this turned out, considering what I had to fight to get this on. But they both definitely need more on them. And from back here, let me tell you, whew, what a difference. The truck looks so much better having black bumpers. Now let's go check out the front really quick, and then we got to hit the road and get Gary's truck back to him. But yeah, look at the difference in that. It looks so much nicer, and I think part of the biggest reason that I went with the black too is because we have the holes there from the clips, like I think I mentioned it earlier, and the black obviously from afar will hide those a little bit. Granted, you can still see them, but they blend in a little bit more from not having that bottom trim piece on. So that's how we're gonna run the truck for a little bit with the black bumpers. I do need to pick up a couple more cans of that Duplicolor while I'm out and about right now. Next weekend, hopefully we have good weather so I can tape off the hood and get rid of that chrome on the grill and just have everything black and red. And then the new headlights and tail lights and shocks are gonna be happening in the near future. Now let's hit the road. So as you can see right now, it is dark out here, and dropping Gary's truck off took me a little bit longer than I thought it was going to do. It's a good 35-40 minute ride to get to his place from mine, and my drive to work every day it's a long one, but luckily we have the old 24 valve Cummins here, so we get pretty decent fuel mileage, and we're not burning up buttloads of fuel driving a gas engine all that way. So there's really not too much to complain about. I get to listen to the turbo spooling and all that good stuff for quite a long time in the morning. It wakes me up, the smell of the diesel. Well, you get the rest. You get the picture. So what we got done on the truck today wasn't 100% what we had wanted to do with the truck. What we were going to do with the truck was go ahead and swap out the front pads and rotors, but upon inspecting them after getting the front wheels busted loose and taking off my right front, I still have half a pad or more left on the ones that are on the truck. So what we're going to do is leave those on there for right now. And we're going to run these old pads and rotors into the winter time and see how they do and see how they hold up. I might as well try to utilize them and get the full lifespan out of them before I go and put the new ones on. So that's what we're going to do. But we did Plasti dip the bumpers, as you can see right there, considering the weather conditions, which was rain. You can see on the bumper there, and super high winds. It surprisingly came out much better than I thought it was going to. There are a couple little areas that have some runs on them and whatnot, but I still need to do a couple more coats on it, and I did pick up a couple cans of it while we were out and about dropping the truck off and running a couple errands. So we are going to put another couple coats on here, but what I'm most excited about is that we got that busted trim piece off the front bumper from where I hit the deer a few weeks back, and got the front and rear bumpers with the first coat of Plasti dip on here. The camera's losing focus because the lighting is horrible out here. I'm not going to make a whole separate video when I do the extra coats on the bumpers. I will just I'll tack that into another video and show you guys that we got it done. It is completed, and I'll show you guys the finished product. I'll show you what they look like tomorrow when it's daylight out, but once we get the rest of the, say like the next two coats on the front and the back, oh, and I need to tape off the hood and do the grill, and that is the last component that needs to get this done. But once I get the rest of the coats on here, then we'll show you the end product as well. So that is where I'm going to leave this video off. We'll show you what they look like as of right now tomorrow, and why I need to do a couple more coats and get some more of that on there. And then, like I said, after I get those next couple coats on and get the grill done, we'll be sure to show you the finished final product. So drop a like on this video to show your excitement that the bumpers are now black, even though the front bumper is a little incomplete because it doesn't have that bottom trim piece on. It still looks a whole heck of a lot better than it did after I hit the deer and having a busted piece of plastic dangling off the bottom of it. So like I said, drop a like on the video for those being done and looking better, matching the truck with the red and black theme, and for many other things to come with this truck here coming up into the winter months. And if you're new to this channel, which most of you probably are, stopping in for the first time, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you leave, and check out some previous videos, and be sure to come back to check out the future videos of what we're going to be doing with my 2001 24 valve 5.9 liter Cummins turbo diesel, because there are things in the plans, there are things that are going to be getting done over the winter so that we can hopefully touch that go fast pedal next year and have a little bit more pep in our step. And I want everybody on board having fun with me, giving suggestions, leaving comments down below, helping me out, learning together, and that is that's my end goal. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.